Hi everyone! So I recently got AWS Cloud Practitioner certificate and I wanted to share the journey with you guys. So first, ever since I got laid off, I had two goals to achieve. One was sprint triathlon and the other one was to get a certificate. And then I chose the AWS Cloud Practitioner because first it was one of the beginner certificates that you could get, and second, I have an experience with AWS. So I think typically for the cloud practitioner, you need 6 months to a year of experience. From my previous job, my company used the AWS services, not extensively, but something like EC2 or S3, Redshift, Athena, SageMaker, some things. So I have somewhat experience in that, so I thought it would be great for me. So firstly, when I decided to study for it, in June, I've taken the AWS training course from, I think it was Coursera. And the entire thing took about a week. I don't think it took more than a week. If you just spend like an hour or 2 hours per day, it won't take too much. So what I did was I just listened to the instructor and I was taking notes. And also, if I want to be lazy, I just read through their manuscript. And then that took a week, and then I postponed the exam. And a week before the exam date on November, a week before then, I started just taking all the mock exams. So mock exam, what I mean by is that if you just search AWS Cloud Practitioner exam problems on Google or on YouTube, then you'll see there's a lot of mock problems up there. So what I used was Cloud Guru. They have more than, I don't know, 20 or 30. I stopped after the 10th videos, but they have a lot of videos. It's basically just reoccurring AWS problems that you can just solve as you're watching the video. And when I was watching the first part, I think I was able to solve like 3 out of, let's say, 30 problems. However, because the problems were reoccurring as, I go to the second video or the third video, fourth video, a lot of problems just like, just pops up again. The more I watch it and then I just solve it, the better I get. And by the time that I reached the 9th or 10th video, I was able to get like, let's say 20 problems right out of 40 problems. As I was going through the problems, I had a side note where I just take down the notes of each concept. So for example, if a problem says, well, what is the AWS service for relational database? Then it's probably RDS, right? But on the options, if you look at it, A would be Aurora, B would be EC2, C would be S3, and D would be RDS. Then you would just go through each options, and then if you do not know what, let's say, S3 is, then on my side note, I would just write down S3, and then I just ChatGPT it, and then get the best explanation of what S3 is, and then I just write it down on my notes. That way I have a compilation of the concept that I am not familiar with. And as I go through the problems and I see a slightly different explanation about that concept, then I'll add more notes under that the concept that I've written on my side notes. So that way my notes got bigger and bigger, and I think I got to like 6 or 7 pages front and back that I written down all the concepts. You won't be able to memorize all the concept of AWS services within a week or 2 weeks. That's the time that I spent. If you are really familiar with a lot of AWS, if you used it for your personal portfolio or if you used it in your work, then you might know much better than I do. But if you just want to cram for it, just, like how I did, then just solve as many problems as possible. There's also websites that gives you the problems, like endless problems. I'll also put that on the link. And the results, I got 714 out of 900 or 1,000. And the threshold for the pass is 700. Well, it's not the greatest score, but it is good enough to pass the exam, which was my goal, basically. All right, so that was my method to get the AWS Cloud certificate. After you pass the exam, I think it took like 13 hours until I got the official email from AWS. And also I got an email from Credly. I think Credly is like a credible website that just gives you the certificate, like little badge that you can put on your LinkedIn. And as soon as I got that, I just shared it on my profile, and then I got so many more impressions on the post, and then so many people looked at my profile. Anyway, so those are the tips that I have for those who are getting ready for the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any comments or questions or any more tips, just leave it down there. Thank you so much.